All right, right now we're gonna indicate this back into 0, and we're gonna set up to bore this hole out. As you can see, I've got some Allen keys, the indicator, the boring bar, a stop, the key, Allen key for that, my marker, the parallels, and the part. When you get into a job, look at your drawing, see what tools you need, lay them all out, have everything ready. If you work in a big factory establishment and the tool crib is halfway across the plant, you're walking back and forth all day, you're wasting time, you're not very efficient, and honestly, a good tradesman gets everything ready and is more efficient that way. These are little stops that Kurt has for the vices. I'm gonna just set that in there, and now we can butt our part up. So if you pull it out, theoretically it will come back into 0. You don't want to get it mixed up, so what you do is you always mark your datum point wherever it comes off the drawing, so that would be a 0, 0. You can snug that up. If you want, you can tap this down so it just goes in nice and square. I'm just going to throw the boring bar head in now so I can just use something to clamp on while indicating up this hole. I found the keyway, it dropped into the keyway, so make sure that the key is lined up in there. Some of them are kind of mushed over, peened over a bit, you will feel, and you don't have to go, just snug it up. You don't have to keep cranking until you stretch the thread. It's keyed, it won't back itself off. Now this way, it just clamps onto the outside diameter of this boring head. We hope, there. Move it, wiggle it till it seats in there. And you can put the machine in neutral. And I would line the indicator up on the center line of the spindle, and now we can come back over this area and snug everything up for now. Bring the knee down, the Z axis, bring it over. What I'm going to do now is move everything over, because the handle to my table is going to hit the tripod of the camera. So I think I will put myself more into space here.
We're good.
For setup purposes, I'm going to do this. Ideally, put it in the center of your vise. The screw is pushing on it. It's dead center. If you have it over here, it tends to go like this, the jaws. And once again, these are brand new, so they shouldn't move that much. So you can see now, if I spin this, give myself a little bit more range, tighten things up here and here. So I pull it over to the edge of the part, a little bit till I'm closer and closer. Now this way, I'm just touching the edge, and I'm way away from, see this distance here? You get it halfway, and get a little closer. So now you can sort of quickly eyeball it in on the edge of the part here, right there. Once you've done that, now you can move the needle over a little more, come down into the hole, and just look at the gap between the ball of the needle and the wall. It has to go a little more this way. After a while, you get pretty good at judging the distance. A little more this way. When you think all 4 coordinates are close, pull that needle in a little closer, get up to the top, you can see it. Now you're closer, so now you can see the gap there is about 90 thou. This gap almost there, a little bit less there. And all 4 corners should be the same, and they're pretty close. So what I'm going to do now is you just move this over till that needle, you have some contact. when you do that, make sure everything is good and tight now. Okay. Look at the flex in that, eh? So 0, I'm not even going to try to move that bezel. Maybe, let me see. Okay, 15. Now here it's 5, 10, 15, 20 thou backed away, and this is probably going to climb on this side. So once again, you just move that needle half the distance it's out, and if you do 2 sides close, and then do these 2 sides, you can come back in and do all 4 points. So this, and you just split the difference between here and here. Once you get that close, you can bring it over here and take the needle around to the other reading on that side. You can see 5, 6, 7, 8 coming around to here, and that's at 3, so I'm going to move it a couple thou. That's at 5, and on this side it's actually at 5. 5 and 5 here. I know you can't see it, maybe you can see on this side. Now, if you have 2 points 5, bring this side to the reading of those 2 points at 5 too. So I have 5 here. Now these are going to change a little bit because you have moved them. But that's 5, that's 4, that's 5. So now I'm 5, 4. I'm just going to go 1/2 thousandth of an inch. Reset my 0. Come on. So that's at the 5. That hasn't moved, and you can see it's not moving. And now when it doesn't move all the way around, what you do is make sure your needle is actually making contact. So just lightly push it that way. It's making contact, and push it the other way. So you're on the part, and it is 0 all the way around. Actually, it's not moving at all. So that is surprising that that's really square. So there, it's square. So we just set our readout to 0, 0. And now put it back into a gear. Make sure it clicks into place so you'll get that god-awful noise. Now you can take this off. Come on. Be careful with the indicator when coming off. Okay, that's nice. All right, so we're in square. So now I'm going to put it back in neutral. You take your boring bar down. Now, next video we will go to boring this out.